When we talk about AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and just Jalen Hurts' relationship with those two, it's interesting to see when you see those stats. Like, this is the first time Jalen's thrown for over 300 yards in a long time. This is the first time AJ's gotten a certain amount of targets. Devontae Smith, longest career catch as an Eagle this past weekend. It's kind of interesting when you hear that thing because it kind of just promotes that feedback we've been getting across the board, and the analysts and the fans being like, hey, this passing game just isn't working very well. And they were very reliant on the run. So it almost feels like a blessing that the offensive line's a little banged up. Barkley can't get going as much. So they're forced to throw the ball a little bit more. It's turning Jalen more into a passer, which we know he can do, but it's his biggest kind of knock where he just doesn't have the electric arm like the top guys in the league. And he's a little bit afraid of the middle of the field sometimes. But we really saw a different Jalen this past weekend. What do you think is going to be the narrative going forward about the Eagles passing game? AJ Brown maybe wanting to get traded, Devontae Smith being probably one of the best wide receiver twos in the NFL, but doesn't necessarily get the number of targets you'd want. What's just your general take of kind of this narrative floating around the passing offense and how it kind of feels like it's going to shift now after a game like this?
One thing we know with Jalen Hurts being our quarterback, he's going to do what needs to be done to win the game, regardless of what Devontae likes, regardless of what AJ Brown likes, regardless of what anybody likes, because, I mean, his job is to win the football games. And we've seen all last year, obviously, we were run heavy, and Jalen Hurts didn't necessarily have the stats, but was still doing what he needed to do to win us games in short yardage, taking care of the football, a big thing that he's done very well the past year and a half. And there were rumblings even going to the Super Bowl about, oh, the Eagles passing game is mid, passing game, yada, yada, yada. Jalen is not going to do anything to please the media or please fans or even please AJ Brown. So last game was a game where the matchups was in our favor, and Jalen Hurts took advantage. Run game completely, I wouldn't even say completely out of pocket, but again, the matchups was just so much in our favor when it came to like their DBs and our wide receivers. It was just a game where Jalen Hurts was just able to escape the pressure, be patient, and the offensive line did a little bit better last game in pass protection. So that was big. But I mean, I don't really pay attention to what the media says about what a win looks like. They hated the way we won last year, and we still won the Super Bowl. So it's really not about entertaining the masses or entertaining talking heads or entertaining analysts. At the end of the day, a win is a win. And sometimes it's going to look like 300 passing yards. Sometimes it's going to look like 120. But